In the 2020s, I'm not really sure that today music can survive and be remembered in the long term because it is true that even you listen to album, track, and mixtape, it becomes very difficult to remember the lyrics or instrument. It is a fact that in the decade of 2020s, I don't really remember many releases from musicians across genres that can be remembered. Yes, I understand that music is subjective, whether good or not, but over time, I feel today's music is not really able to accommodate emotional thought and feeling, so it's only considered boring and ordinary. The artistic value of the music become obscure. The point I got today's musicians are only after number, not musical capacity. Whether it's sales, stream, is profit. Of course, the impact is you've been selling, but your music isn't selling in its entirety. But of course, it's not just me who feel this, but those of you watch this video will definitely feel the same boredom. Maybe this is because we have too high expectation for the final result of the music, focus on the sale but not on the quality of the music. I feel like we're going back to the dust era of music. It feels empty, it doesn't affect anything. This is reinforced by the ease of the music production process. Today, what you call independent or indie. Hundreds of thousands of fake musicians on Spotify whose existence is not visible, factory number, etc. So talking about today's music market feature on Spotify, those numbers are really crazy. Broadly speaking, all the updated tracks now have hundreds and millions of tracks worldwide. Even more than that, although no one knows the exact number. Well, if you know that Spotify database adds 60,000 new songs every day, it gets crazy because the music saturation level goes up too. You can think how close the possibility is that musician can be hit by copyright for his work. Easy access to music is a production, so what else? Of the thousands of songs and including album release, how many are sorry to say that they are not pleasant to listen to and enjoy? And funny thing is that the fans and listeners still want to listen. The loyalty is not joke. Anyway, die-hard fans. No matter how bad the track and album is, you still stand up for the musician. Yes, we know for that for a long time in the music industry, life in that mode. And this is the story of three generations in the 21st century, but more visual and modern, as associated now with the name, music videos, video clip, or whatever you want to call it. Yes, music today is saved by music videos. Yes, the sweetener, ephemeral compliment from the MTV era or before. I wasn't born yet either. You could say the MTV in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s was the home of music video, because that is where the music video were released and the output was on television. You could only see the music videos on television before the internet era took the hold at the end of 20th century. It became very clear when the visual era in the music came to television. So talking about the production, the start of music video then and now are very significantly different. The main thing is that the sweet one are the treat for eye to watch without getting bored of seeing them. Expensive visual, his production costs are spent in order to save song or track that are not pleasant to listen to. I understand that as music business you have to go all out, give it your all to keep selling and being relevant. But over time, the paradigm has changed. The music director and producer can feed your eyes on the result of existing music videos. Entering in late 2000, into 2009 to be precise, do you remember Vevo? Yes, intermediaries from record label in the music video. This is the era, if you know, where YouTube has become free estate for musicians who want to escape from traditional MTV broadcast to sell their music so that they attract more views. In the past, Vevo only represent the Universal Music Group and the Sony Music Entertainment label with Warner Bros. They set up after much negotiation. As viewership grew, all the label began to take notice and follow suit. It's simple business. Jump in first before diving in. Over the years before 2009, many musicians released their music video on YouTube too, with their own channel, but still under record label. Well, in today's era of YouTube longevity, it seems that music videos have changed the way they attract viewers, but with the same format, whether the song or track is good or not. You can name them Cole Bennett, Michael B, director at Hype Williams, etc. How many music videos have they produced after MTV era ended? Not to mention the spoiled visual of K-pop with choreography, visual effect, camera angle, and light music budgeting, for example. So they are easy to forget, don't last forever. Music video that spoiled the visual, this all becomes something the way like analogy to chewing gum. You consume it, when it's gone, you feel like you throw it away. I think this is not the end of peak of music, but our social and psychological perspective that make today's music entertainment starter high, the way we consume it also gradually rises. We can only consume it, at least we all not only enjoy other people's work but also create it ourselves. Throughout the 2020s decade now, how many songs and music video might be long lasting and memorable for all time? You can comment below. Remembering that we are discussing this, talking about the songs that are easily forgotten and helped by the music video, the conclusion what we talk today, there is no definitive answer to this question, as opinion on what makes music good or forgettable can vary greatly from person to person. However, some possible reasons for the perceived forgettability of modern music could include a variety of formal like first writing, a lack of experimentation or innovation, a focus on commercial success over artistic expression, and saturation of the music market with a large number of similar sounding songs. Additionally, I think the way the music is consumed and shared today has changed a lot, and some people might argue that it makes it harder for music to stand out and leave a lasting impression. Okay, in the next video, I want to discuss a beat switch in the Music 101 segment, which will be interesting discussion. Okay, that's all. See you in the next video. Bye.